Welcome, Coffee with the Tindalls. Yes.
My little cup of coffee.
It's already so funny. Off to a good start. All right. So thank you guys, for joining us today. We're just giving people time to pop on here. And we are live on YouTube. We're live. Hey, live on Elijah Tindall. All right. All right, what's your favorite coffee mug? Dad, is this it?
Yes, this is my favorite coffee mug. I always get criticized by my beautiful, wonderful 57-year
Hey.
marriage
Oh, I thought you were
wife.
saying my age.
No.
I was not happy.
About drinking so much coffee, but I'm not going to tell you how much I put in this big mug, but this is mine.
You want him to control that one?
Either way.
Yeah, you want to grab that one too? Okay, so
You don't have to.
I have a question. Now that we're getting all set up here, I have a question. Okay, I'm in California, so I'm not home, so I don't have my actual favorite coffee mug. My favorite coffee mug says Hola Bonita.
Which means Olive Garden.
I am an Olive Garden variety Mexican, that's for sure. Okay, so this is Elijah's. I just have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What the beep is this?
Is that somebody did a sculpture of
Yeah.
Elijah?
Yeah.
Didn't do a real good job.
It was before I got my nose job.
Yeah. What is it? Cindy Thompson. Love y'all. Love you too.
Hey,
Love
Cindy.
you too, girly. Yeah, so okay. So and Elijah's favorite, I guess, is
Yeah, I got the two favorites. So that one's my first morning favorite, and this one is my while I'm doing podcasts and stuff. Favorite.
alright, now you guys
They don't, as a pastor, they don't really look as spiritual as I like.
Oh yes, they do because
Hey,
God
bring those dry
God
bones.
started with bones. All of us have bones.
Alright, and
Okay.
this one is I really like this one. I don't even know where you found this. Might be worth some
Oh.
money. Shoney's Big Boy. Oh,
That's not Shoney's, it's Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah, Bob's Big
That's
Boy.
a big California staple.
wait, but it's not around anymore, right?
Yes, they do have it.
They
Bob's
have,
Jay
Big Boy?
Leno goes.
yeah, in Burbank, there's one.
There's a Bob's Big
Yeah.
Boy. I remember you used to take me on a
Oh,
date when I was a
yeah.
little girl to get that chocolate
Mhm.
cake. But I didn't know this was still around, Bob's
Not
Big
very
Boy.
many. Not very
That
many.
one came from the Coalition downtown Ventura.
Very, very cool. Okay, so we're just gonna have like some fun questions, like some. I've got a ton of them. Nothing serious today. Sometimes we do a little more serious. Not today. Well, one, I wanted to show this. I know Betty is watching right now, and she is an amazing artist, and she drew this for my mom. Isn't that cool?
It's really
Ooh, that
nice.
is cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
So,
it's really
you
nice.
want some artwork, you know where to find me. I almost hit you in the head with that. Okay, so, Dad, this is a real...
I want to say hello to all of our old villagers and Lighthouse Christian Fellowship people and Birdie Flyer Ministry people that
Yeah.
will be watching.
Yeah. We have a service coming up Monday. We'll tell you about that later. YouTube, can you see us? Well, our YouTube cameraman is not
Oh.
is non-responsive.
YouTube is good.
Non-responsive.
That's how exciting this is. He's asleep over there.
He's
Her
just-
husband, instead of working the camera, we just had
You
to
said
wait for
YouTube.
Bob.
You didn't
Yeah.
say Justin. I didn't know. I thought you were talking to.
controlling
you were talking to the
YouTube,
audience,
for
not me.
goodness sakes. Okay, I have a real important first question
Okay.
for you.
Oh, for me?
Okay. How tall are you? Wait. How long have you been married?
57 years.
Okay. How'd you meet Mom?
We went out on a date. I saw her, and one of my best friends,
Mhm.
his sister,
Mhm.
knew your mom.
Oh, okay.
And that's how
How in the
she
heck
was 14
did
years
you?
old.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. He was
No,
not.
I
He was
only
the kid
16
too.
I was 16 back then.
She was 14 years old.
Yeah. 14,
well,
16.
Here, how in the world?
Back then, that's like Little House on Prairie, where you get married at,
Yeah.
Mhm.
How in the world did you convince Mom to go out with you? You guys don't know this, but my mom is a beautiful, no offense, Hispanic creature. beautiful Hispanic woman. How did you, amen.
Amen to that.
Okay.
And that's how.
Here's the question. How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4"? Man, you seem taller than that.
Well, I'm almost 6'5".
We call him the giant because he's like this giant man. Okay, how tall is Mom?
She's 5 foot.
She says she's 5 foot. I have evidence that she's not. This is the difference of my mom and my dad. Look at
She
that.
actually looks big, right? Compared to most of the ladies.
Those are some nice skis.
Well, these are little kid shoes. Mom and Birdie, they don't even have a size 5 shoe. It's like it's smaller than a 5. So she's always had to buy shoes at like little kids in the little kids aisle. And this is them. And Dad, did you have to special order your shoes?
Yeah, at the thrift store.
Special order at the Goodwill. All right, so those are the big questions right now. Elijah, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Elijah's a comedian for those.
So you
I know-
didn't even, wait a minute, you didn't finish the question you were asking me. You said, how did I convince your mom?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Well,
Go.
okay, on to the next.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, for those of you that don't know on
You're going to get
YouTube,
1,000 people saying, hey,
Yeah.
you need to finish that. We want to
Okay.
know.
this says Pete and Sherry watching. Hey, Pete and Sherry, thank you for watching, you guys. We're so happy to see you guys this morning. We're hoping more and more will come in. We know it's kind of midday and a lot of people are at work, but for those of you that are watching, thank you. Okay, Elijah is a comedian. I think everybody knows that on every one of these channels. He just got back in from where?
From Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas.
Amarillo and Love. What did you do there?
I did work with prisons.
Oh, worked with prisons.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. So you did stand up at prisons?
Yeah.
How many prisons did you go to?
I went to 2 different facilities and did a total of 8 sessions.
Oh man, I bet you're exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, along those lines, how do you prepare for a comedy set?
Well, I mean, you build your set over the year. Generally, this is a pattern I use. Over a year, I'll build my set. I find one story that I find like this is a good story. So even if it's not funny, I mark down what is a good story because I'm of the belief that when people say I'm in a spiritual dry spell, God's just not speaking to me, and I can't feel His presence, blah blah blah. I'm of the belief that God speaks through everything around you.
Okay.
And so that we don't have to wait for things to like, oh, now I got goosebumps and shanda. And we don't have to wait on that. We can wake up and I dropped my coffee cup and it spilled and it was hot. And I'm like, okay, what meaning can I have this? Oh, well, maybe I'm in too much of a rush. If I'm too much of a rush, what happens? Then I drop things. And when I drop things, then it hurts other things. And then I have to clean the mess up. So I find just any experience like that. And then I will jot that thing down, note it, and then I operate by 3 things: timelines, punchlines, and finish lines. And
okay,
so
timelines,
Timelines.
punchlines.
Yeah.
Are you
There's-
up, like, do you do comedy, like, with current things in your life, like, something that just happened funny to you today, or something like you went to a coffee shop and saw something?
Yeah, all things. So I post constantly, daily, and sometimes it's just like, okay, this just happened, just post it like that. So I can go back and look at the thing and say, oh, I forgot about that experience. And so it's for the general population, but it's also for me to look back at as a point of reference and say, oh, I forgot about that. That guy fell down, and that kind of deal.
I know that growing up in a household with a comedian, well, you've never been able to be serious. Like, Elijah, I think your brain is different when you're a comedian. That's what I feel like. Like, I watch a lot of comedians, and I know we've been to so many comedy shows with Elijah because I used to work his t-shirt or your merch table. But I feel like comedians are truly a different, no offense, comedians, breed. I feel like that. Because, like, when you were in the hospital, when Elijah was in the hospital, he had heart failure, and you were about to get...
It didn't fail. Other things were happening.
It could be worse.
It overcame. If it failed, it would just be this time.
Oh, that's terrible. Just wait. Yeah, get out. when Elijah was in the hospital about to have a quadruple bypass, they said, don't move, don't get up. You could have a massive heart attack and die. And I was like, I was nervous. I felt so nervous because I'd never experienced anything where my family was in that kind of a dire straits. And me and Justin were at the hospital, and I went, it could be worse. And
It could be worse. It could be worse.
And so now me and Justin and Elijah, we all have a say, it could be worse. And Elijah went, oh, could it now?
Thanks for rubbing my toe with such compassion.
But the thing is, like, even then, like, you're so different. And most comedians, like, I watch different comedians, and it really reminds me of you. Because growing up, you know, we didn't know Elijah was going to be a comedian, but you were always, like, even about to have heart surgery, you were making constant jokes, and you were putting on this little chalkboard like thing, you were putting little comedy strips, and the doctors and nurses would come in on their shift and go, and like look forward to seeing Elijah's comedy thing, though he was about to have a heart surgery. And I just think, like, when I see all these different comedians that I watch online, I kind of have a feeling like maybe all of them are built a little differently, because you guys find humor in literally, it's like you can't be serious.
Yeah.
When we were little in school, when we get in trouble, like from Dad, was Elijah always like making jokes? Do you remember that? I remember in school him doing that, you know. I remember him getting all the attention, and I didn't like that. I don't feel like I liked that, because I was like a little jealous that he was getting that attention. But yeah, I feel like your brains work different. Do you think so?
Yeah,
I guess you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone else. For me, it's birthed out of insecurity. Because as a child, I was very insecure because I was embarrassed because at an early age I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which caused me to have like seizure-like lows on stuff with in front of other kids and teachers. Even though it was like, you know, they were responsible and stuff, my parents would give them snacks to give me. And I was supposed to tell them if my blood, you know, if I felt weird or something like that. But I was so embarrassed of it. And so what I found is that out of that insecurity, I stuttered horribly. Out of those insecurities,
Both of you stuttered.
Yeah. Out of those insecurities, I needed something to lean on that would be my strength. And so that kind of became like the things that were my challenge became things I would use to.
Yeah.
So
like kind of making fun of yourself.
Yeah.
Like I remember that. And didn't help that you had a sister during Halloween when we go trick or treating that would grab all the candies and then eat them in front of him and go, this is so
yeah.
good.
She made me eat Pop Rocks one time. She said everyone knows that Pop Rocks are just gravel with sugar on them. When I was a child, and I ate gravel. I didn't eat Pop Rocks. I ate gravel and I thought.
I mean, if you're smart enough to eat the gravel, just saying.
Hey, and I did want to finish off on, you know, how
he's still thinking about the question of how Mom.
How he was more serious and didn't tell as many jokes with your mom and I, because see, as he told jokes, a lot of times he'd give away stuff that he was doing. He would be with us serious because he's getting in trouble for one thing after another, and he wouldn't tell jokes because a lot of times with the jokes you add in things that you've been doing.
That's so true. Elijah used to wear these.
And he didn't think we saw through that.
Yeah. Elijah used to wear those MC Hammer pants. Those were funny in itself. But yeah, and then what about traveling? I mean, I didn't mean to go down this hole, but I think it's really interesting because a lot of people that are watching, they probably watch a lot of comedians. So I'm curious, like traveling, do you have to change your set? Is your finger on the pulse with each state you go to? Like if you go to a southern state versus you go to New York, or like do you have to like kind of know? I mean, do you change your set, or do you have to do one set all the time and make that set strong?
You don't have to do anything, but what I do is I change the pacing. And so I go into the room, I read the vibe of the room, and if this were a movie, what soundtrack, what song would be playing under this? So once I get that, and that's in my head, then I'll get the pace of that, the rhythm of that. And then I will deliver my content in that same style of delivery, in that same rhythm of delivery. So if it's an older crowd, you take breaths and you just slow everything down.
okay. How old is older?
If my peers are in the room. But so there's different little techniques like that, and then if you know, if I got something in there that's going to be clearly like this is just going to be offensive to this group for whatever reason.
Just remove it.
No one came there to be offended.
Yeah.
They came there to laugh.
Don't you think sometimes they do come to be offended in comedy?
Oh wait, I've had those people, but they're ruining it for everybody else. And if you cater to them, you know what I'm saying? So you just. For me, I read the room, and then you gather over time. You gather your own fan base, and then they come to see you, and you can deliver whatever you want.
Have you ever been heckled?
Yeah.
Do you ever want to just get off the stage and punch them when they're?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gotten off the stage and punched them?
No.
Well, okay. Have you ever bombed? And do you remember it clearly? What did you? Can you recover? Okay. Can you recover when you bomb, or? No, it's kind of like you just go, wow, that wasn't a good show. I learned what I need to do differently.
That's why like the 3 principles I use: the timelines, finish lines, and punch lines. Okay. So if I know I'm on a 30-minute timeline, I'll know on that timeline I've got the finish lines of every 30 seconds. I want them to laugh.
Okay.
So in that, I need to have a punchline ready for every 30 seconds. And so when I bomb, I've got another punchline waiting. Just get back on the road, move forward.
Have you ever bombed the entire show?
Absolutely.
Really? Ooh, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I'm too insecure. I'm not confident enough to be able to get back and do it. I can teach and stuff like that, but that's not the same thing. Dad's like, he thinks he's funny.
I think Dad and Pretty Bitty Nana.
Birdie was funny.
Well, I think that's where I got all this from. Is because my dad always would include humor in his deliveries and personal stories, and my Nana's old school zinger, like the old school, she's burning everybody. Boom, boom, boom.
She
boom,
was
boom.
always like,
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. So we have Cindy. Yes, people can relate to everyday life stories. Amen. Love you, Carmen. Cindy, I remember him break dancing and doing Michael Jackson dancing.
And that was last week.
And a matter of fact, we got a show right now. If you guys see that new MJ movie coming out, man, it looks good. Michael Jackson's nephew, what is his name? Jafar, I think. I'm not positive about that. Is playing Michael Jackson and actually doing the choreography, the dancing and everything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh!
Cool.
Talk about
looks just like
and the way he talks, everything, and he's just saying it's an honor to play his uncle.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you couldn't do better than getting your very own nephew to play you.
Didn't Ice Cube's son play him in the
Yes,
yeah.
he did, and boy, I didn't see that, but he did. He in the previews it looked a lot like him. Jennifer, hey Jennifer, good to see you guys. Thank you guys for all coming on in. YouTube, this is the first live we've ever done right here, right now. Coffee with the Tindalls. Well, thanks for kind of letting us know about comedy. I know all the shows we've been to, and I have like some favorite comedians. I love that Leanne Morgan. She told a really good story. I know you know all the that you've actually performed with a lot of the comedians that I really like. But Leanne Morgan said, is that her name? Leanne Morgan?
Yep.
She, in her 50s, she had traveled so much, and she was like about to give up. Family woman, raised her kids, everything with her husband. Her husband provided for them. She makes fun of all those things. I know probably everyone watching knows who she is because she's blown up. I watched her years ago before she was like really known. I remember playing some of her set to some women that I worked with, and they were like, what? And they were just like, never heard of her before. But she said she was about to give up in her mid-50s, and finally she hired like a, what do you call those?
Social media team. Like
social media team. And she woke up and she was like, something's happening. Something's happening. Something's different. Right when she was about to give up, and her husband said, don't give up. Because she was like on the side of a road at a hotel going, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in the hotel and all that. So do you like traveling?
Oh, I love it, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Does it kind of get old going hotel to hotel?
No, I love it. I love checking in. I take my shoes off. I do my feet on the floor.
How the plane?
but-
Do you like
Yeah, I sleep on the plane.
airports and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
In that Leanne Morgan story, though, she the money she had the last of the money she was making with stand up. She did one corporate booking. She had the last of this money, and she said, "I'm just going to take all of this money and invest in 2 months worth of social media content."
Interesting.
And so she hired a social media team that handled her stuff and gave them all the clips that she had said. And so the clip that made her viral, that came back out, she said she hated it. She didn't like that footage. She didn't like it, and so she never
And
used
that's
it.
where.
And that's when it
that's
started.
crazy.
And that same, like the week before she did that, comedy clubs, there was 2 major comedy clubs. She couldn't sell more than 60 tickets in the room. Everywhere that she went, and so comedy clubs told her, "We love you, but we can't rebook you because we've got to fill this room." And so a year from then, they couldn't book her because she's too big.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I bet being a woman comedian back in the day, because she's been doing it for 20-something years. Like, I know Roseanne was really, she was like one of the top ones. I know, what is that lady?
I wouldn't say, "What is that lady?"
What?
Ooh, what is that lady?
What is that?
She's really famous. Like, I'm thinking about comedians back in the day of being a woman comedian.
Joan Rivers.
Joan, how did you know?
Because there's only a few to choose from.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Joan Rivers, Roseanne Barr, I think there were, Liz, what was her name? Liv Tyler? Lillian Thompson,
Okay.
I think was one, right?
Mhm.
Lillian? And so, yeah, I bet it was really, I mean, I know it's hard to be a comedian. That's not an easy way to go or easy road to go. But I think, like, as far as women comedians, I bet back then, now they've all paved the way. But man, I bet that was really hard to break into back in the day. So, yeah, well, anyway, let's see. Tickets on sale to Leanne Morgan in Arkansas today. Get your ticket now. She is so funny, Jennifer. Yes, I love it. Let me see. We got some more comments. Okay, so, Dad, back to you. Let's see here. You were a mailman. How long were you a mailman?
About 12 years.
12 years? That's a long
After I
time.
got in our military, the military, you got special permission, special way to go into the workforce after you got out of the military.
Did you like being a mailman?
Yeah, it was okay.
That's a no. What branch did you serve in the military? They don't. Some people, probably everyone knows, but maybe not. What'd you say?
U.S. Army.
Army, Vietnam.
Yeah, on the Laotian border between Thailand and Vietnam and Laos, and we'd go back and forth.
Okay, didn't you make bombs or something?
No, we were explosive ordnance disposal, and they would blow up old bombs and stuff that was dangerous.
That sounds dangerous to even
Mhm.
be a part
I
of
was
to
a
do that.
clerk. They just didn't need me as a clerk, so they threw me in.
He could type really fast. Okay, I do have a serious question. This is an important question for everyone that is watching that is a vet and that knows someone that has served. Would you, if you could change one thing about the healthcare industry in the service, the military, what would it be? I mean, that's a hard
You
one.
mean the VA?
The VA, yeah, the VA.
Actually, the VA's come a long ways. It used to be they were,
Yeah, I remember taking
when
you
I
to
got in,
appointments.
They were really bad. I mean, not good at all. They've come a long ways, and I really do like the changes that they've made over the years. But one of the things that still lingers on is, like, I was the other day waiting for my appointment at one of the VA clinics, and somebody had came up and asked for an appointment. I was watching him come for an appointment with the receptionist. They said, and it was January, or no, I guess it was a few months ago, not the other day. it was January, and he was asking for an appointment to see the doctor, and she said, the soonest we got available is November.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
So that,
I remember that.
But they've come a long ways with a lot of that stuff and have gotten better with it.
So you wouldn't change a thing?
Mm,
Probably just kind of that. Yeah, I do agree it's gotten better, but it's still really hard because whenever I've taken you, I know you've taken Dad to a lot of those visits too, it's like full of people, almost like sardines, like everybody's packed in for that appointment, hoping to get some. I mean, I guess that's kind of like any doctor you go to or place or hospital or anything, but it seems to be a next level of that when you're dealing with the VA, in my opinion. Yeah, and how long?
And they've changed a lot of things where you can go to community providers now.
That's
You
the
know,
best, man. That's a
where you
good
can go to
change.
people that are not
That's a
VA
good
people
change.
too.
Well, and I know a lot of the healthcare industry workers, they're doing the best they can within the system they're in. So, man, thank you if you're one of them. Okay, now, and then you became a pastor, and you pastored and are currently pastoring for our online services. And it's called Birdie's Fire. Started out Lighthouse, then went to Village. Now it's called Birdie's Fire, all under the same umbrella. How long have you pastored?
A little over 35 years. I think.
Okay, and I have the same question for you as I did for him for comedy. What do you do to prepare for sermons?
Well, it's interesting because when Elijah was talking about preparing for comedy stuff, and he said, a lot of it isn't that you just, are praying and you get something. A lot of times what happens is just like you said with his comedy stuff, that and in the Bible it happens this way, that things will come to you. I've been doing a series of messages called The Wind of God, and how that God operates in different manners, just like the Apostle Peter. I'm not going to preach the whole message. The Apostle Peter,
Thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
he had God, after Jesus died and rose again, he had a vision. And he had a vision, as he had this vision, he was trying to figure out, what does this mean? What does this mean? And trying to figure it out. And God actually used people that came knocking on the door, and that was Cornelius's people in Cornelius's family. And they took him to Cornelius's house, and they then revealed to him what he was there for, really. So in different ways, and that's how we get a lot of different things where we're trying to figure out what in the world, what is it, Lord, what do you want me to speak on, what do you want me to say, and then something will happen, or you'll see something, or something happens in your life, and then God starts building on that, and building on it, and it just, I say this all the time while I'm preaching, I'll pull my car over a lot of times, and I'll write down some things that are coming to me as I'm driving. I see something, or something comes to my heart, and I'm just, which I call the voice of God, the wind of God, and I write it down, because if I don't write it down, a lot of times, even though it's so powerful, and it's the voice of God, I'll forget, because I'm human. It's like, man, what was that? What was that? So, these things come to you, and it builds, and then it becomes that message that even up till the last few minutes before you're ready to speak, something comes to you, and the same similar type things, and I think that's just a real blessing to hear from God in different ways, because we're all looking for one certain way as we're praying. Oh, God speak to me, God speak to me, and all around He's got things that are happening. If you're in tune, with the Lord by praying and seeking God, man, things will come to you like just so wonderful as you do that, just normal things in life, and you'll start tying them together every day.
Yeah, I think like with me with Bible study, it's kind of that same thing. I things come to me, I pray about it, and very similar to that. I know. Well, I have a question about back to comedy. Do you?
Hold on, can I interject that too? And I completely agree with that, especially in preparing messages, because that's the way Jesus delivered messages. And so if you want to look at the ultimate role model of it, Jesus didn't come here to show us how spiritual He was. He came to connect the super and the natural together. And so He takes the natural and then puts the super on that. And so remember, He's like, consider the lilies, consider the birds in the air, consider that's things they could see. That's probably right around them, right there. There's a farmer farmer. He was sowing seeds like that.
Right.
So he didn't come here and say, in heaven, this is how
Right.
we think. This is how we do it. No, he said, here on earth, kingdom come on earth, and to make it the same, so
Yeah.
bringing them together.
I love that.
And just we got to go on with this because one other thing I
No
recently
hurry.
was talking about this
We're here all
in the
day.
message, as I mentioned about Peter and how that you even see comedy in some of the things where when I was thinking about Peter and God was bringing to me what Peter was trying to think, what is, because it says he was pondering, he was trying to think, what does this mean, God? What does this mean? It reminded me of I used to watch an old show. I mean, I think it started when I was a kid, called Dobie Gillis. And Dobie Gillis, behind him all the time, there was a statue of a guy like this trying to think. And that's what it was. The whole series was about Dobie Gillis trying to figure things out. And the guy was trying to think. Now, this guy was naked. That's not a good thing. The statue, not Dobie Gillis. And so
Not
he was
always a bad thing.
But the statue's name is the thinker. And so the guy, was pondering,
Pondering.
well, I'm sorry. But anyway.
I shouldn't have corrected.
Yeah, pondering. Then you're right, thank you. And so he was,
Ironically, she's pandering.
Pondering.
but he is trying to
We created
figure
a
it
word.
out, and that's the thing about it is that when you're trying to figure out, God's doing all kinds of things to show you stuff, and you're trying to think of a way that God is just going to miraculously say it to you, and He does in a way. He does that in a way, but through different things and different people.
Well, okay, so I know you're really gifted at speaking to people. I've seen you for my whole life. You've been a pastor, you've been a speaker. I mean, you've been a leader for DHS when you managed for child abuse and neglect. I know that. And then I the same thing with Bible studies. I feel like even in the work industry, I was over, many hundreds of people over the years, if not thousands. And I was able to speak into their life and help build teams and help build and kind of teach comedy, stand-up. Like, we're all kind of have that very similar gifting. Do you think that, back to comedy, can anyone be a learned comedian, or does that have to be a natural gift?
I believe since everybody's different, there's 8 billion people on this earth, that you can learn, and it will connect to someone else. Even it may not be the greatest audience and the biggest audience.
I've seen some
yeah.
non-connected comedians.
But I think techniques can be learned, but there has to be a gifting. There has to be a natural thing inside of you that just connects, like this is where your puzzle piece fits on the thing. So it's a little bit of both. I think you can also be naturally funny and not a funny comedian too, because there's a big difference between someone being a naturally funny person at work, like, that person's so funny, and then they get up there and try to be a comic, and it's just like, that ain't gonna work here. So if you gotta take your natural gifting, and then you've gotta, as David would say, you've got to sharpen your skills. You've got to, exercise the thing. So.
Hey, and I want to add to that because that's so important with the way God has built us and how God uses exactly what He's saying, all of us with our own unique things that are within us. And so you could try to be this person that you're not. I remember when I was a young minister, I was raised up in ministry in Pentecostal type churches. And all the Pentecostal preachers, if you did not shout, and I still shout, I'm not being negative about shouting, but there was a certain style that you had to have in the type of Pentecostal church I was involved in.
Do it.
And so as you do that, you go ahead and do it. No, as you do that, if you don't think you're doing just that certain way that everybody else is doing, you'll think that you're not a good minister of the Lord. But it's the same thing in our lives and the things that you have within you and in your nature that converts people to the Lord, that wins them, in other words, to the Lord, because it's your uniqueness, no matter where you're at or what you're doing, that touches people's lives, because that's what's inside of you. actually that uniqueness is inside of you, whether you've received the Lord or not. It's what the Lord does, though. He's put that inside of you for specific purposes. And so that when you yield to Jesus and you become born again, then you start yielding and using that uniqueness about you. Like say like you're like we were talking about comedians. Say that you're funny, but you're full of vulgarity and nastiness. But when you come to the Lord, you know, the Lord, as you study His Word and everything, you know, you start saying, "Oh no, this isn't, you know, godly, and this isn't the way the Lord would do it." That doesn't mean that you're not going to still be one of the actually more funnier, greater, because you're yielding to God that has built you that way, and you're using He's using you to be able to accomplish the ministry and be funny.
Yeah. Well, I kind of think that's like basically what you guys are saying is you have your own unique fingerprint and that God's given you, and that if like somebody like me, maybe if I tried and learned and tried to be a comedian like you, I might become a 2, but you're going to be a 10 because that's your actual gift versus mine, where my uniqueness is going to be something else, and I'm going to be really good at just kind of find that niche that you know you're gifted at. That's not that hard.
And
that
one
you
other
can
thing,
improve,
I'm sorry,
but it's not super hard.
one other thing about that, just a natural thing. Well,
Hi, Gene.
my brother was a great guitar player and singer. All right. I grew up as a little kid, and you know, wanting to be in bands. He had a band, and they would practice at our house and stuff. I always wanted to be a drummer so bad, and I wanted to be a drummer so bad. So I learned to play drums, and I played drums in you know, junior high school. In high school, I was in the marching band. I was in the jazz bands. All this stuff. I'm going to tell you what, though. One thing I knew about me is that I didn't have that natural ability to be a drummer. I was stiff, and no matter what I tried, I'd watch drummers like my grandson Evan. He plays jazz, and Elijah, a great drummer, and their looseness in their hands and stuff. I never had that, even as much as I tried. So you know, you can be like Tanya was saying, you can be, you know, a drummer, but a learned drummer, but it's not the same as somebody who has those natural abilities, and they just yield to those natural abilities and. Man, they could just.
Justin, will you do me a favor? Will you do the sound of Dad's drumming?
Do.
Not that it's not good.
Hey, and for those who need a scripture reference to stick on that, Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says, "Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so you can prove what is the good, acceptable, and perfect will of God." That we sometimes read that as Christians, and we'll say, "Oh, this world, that means the ungodly world." No, that means this world, period. Don't conform yourself to anything on this world and just make yourself that. Because I can admire something in my dad, I can admire something in my sister, I can admire something in my pastor, I can admire, and they're doing great things, and then I try to reduplicate that exactly like they do, and God's like, "No, dude, that's not what you're here for. Don't conform yourself to this world. If it's in this world, that doesn't mean because you wouldn't be in this world if God didn't have a specific thing on you. You have a puzzle piece that fits, and other people need to connect to the different parts of who you are.
Yes.
So if you spend your life trying to carve yourself out into someone that you admire, someone that you wish you were like, someone's giftings and talents that you wish that you had, and you could spend all your life doing that, and finally you've shaved away all the pieces that were you, and you look just like them. All that stuff. Problem is, there's no place for you. Because that puzzle piece is already taken by the person you admire. So we have to not conform to this world.
Yeah, and also that exactly what you're saying. If you are not the authentic you, you're an imitation. You're trying so hard to be that imitation. You're going to have the followers that are following the imitation, and they're going to fall off because they're not. They can find that imitation everywhere else with all the other imitations imitating the whatever. But if you're your genuine self, that's going to be your people are going to love you because you're your genuine self. You don't have to make it up. You don't have to pretend. I'm learning that more and more as I age because I have many times tried to imitate different speakers, different people, different preachers because I saw on TV or on YouTube or whatever. Like I just admired how they were speaking in their style. But what the problem has been in my life with that is it's gotten me nowhere because myself is who God created me to be, and there is a niche. There's like people are going to respond if they're wanting to learn from me, it's going to be from me, not from that imitator. I love that. Okay, on to a little lighter subject, and we have Carmen. You were an amazing drummer too, Pastor. Aw, that is sweet. We'll talk later, Carmen. Hey, Eugene, good to see you, man. Okay.
Hey,
What-
can I say something though?
Yes.
Carmen, since she's responding right there, I want to tell everyone about our resurrection celebration
Monday.
service
This coming Monday.
We are having that on Monday night.
6
And,
o'clock?
I mean 6 o'clock Central Time, and because there's people that are 24
Yeah.
hours different times that are listening to us all over the world.
Yeah.
But this. It is going to be such a powerful service. God has just such an anointing upon Justin with the praise and worship, and we have Tanya and Dorinda ministering, and I'll be there ministering the world in the Word. And I'll tell you what, we have a special guest singer that used to be one of our praise and worship leaders, Sister Carmen Beck.
Yeah.
And she's going to do a special, and I mean, Carmen might know the exact time, but I think it's been about 25 years since we had services where she's done that, and she's going to sing a special. So it's going to be a great night. I mean, I'll tell you, we can start celebrating the resurrection of Jesus.
Start out Monday
for
the
the
Easter week.
Easter services coming, and we're going to have communion. Just a great time.
Yeah, so Carmen's going to be singing. That's awesome. Thank you again, Carmen. Okay, on a very light subject, what is your favorite food that Mom and Birdie have cooked for you, either of you?
Well, chicken mole.
Chicken mole? Speaking of, Birdie taught Justin how to make chicken mole. And do you remember how to do it?
I do not.
Never mind.
But
No, but I've learned how to eat it, and I can still eat it.
I can definitely still eat it.
Mom, we need the recipes. Okay, then Dad, that leads me to you. Dad makes the best, he can't cook, but he can make the best guacamole. Everybody says that I make it after him. Have you ever had Dad's guacamole?
Yeah.
It's so good. So right now, we are going to do the great reveal. This is what everybody is tuning in for today. The great reveal, guacamole. How do you make it? What's the secret sauce?
It's a funny story. I have ate guacamole at places, and what happens is with a lot of the places you eat guacamole, they add stuff to it to make it what seems to be better and better. But to me personally, now I know a lot of people like the additions. I just use avocados and some salt, and that's how
You do
I
a little
smash them
mayonnaise.
up. Sometimes a little bit of mayonnaise, but mostly just the avocados. I don't want to take away from the uniqueness.
Yeah, but you do a little bit of
avocado.
mayonnaise. I've been doing mayonnaise in mine and a tiny bit of piquant, like salsa.
Yeah, a tiny bit of both of those.
That's a big deal.
But just primarily pure avocado, so that its uniqueness comes out.
Problem in the South, in Arkansas, there's not a lot of good avocados all the time. That's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, what's your favorite food Mom and Birdie make?
I said chicken mole.
Oh, you did. Okay. What are your least? Oh, did Mom and Birdie ever make sweets? Do you guys remember?
Mom made some, not a whole lot. She'd make a pineapple upside down.
That's what I was going to say.
Is that Spanish? Not really, huh?
No.
Huh? That's like Southern? Is that Southern?
It's just.
Birdie used to
It's a
make
dessert.
sophistias in chocolate.
Oh yeah, and so
Mm.
the
So
feed.
then
Oh,
she
yeah.
would
Your
take
mom makes that all the time.
tortillas.
She still makes.
She
those
still makes it.
tortillas.
She would take tortillas, put them in the oil, and make them like to where they bubble up. And she'd put cinnamon and sugar, and then she'd make chocolate where it was real like
Mexican chocolate.
Mexican chocolate. It was real thick and
Yeah.
good, and we'd put a pile of sugar on top. That's when I used to eat a lot of sugar. Oh boy, I miss those days. What foods do you hate the most? Okay, I'll start. Bologna, cottage cheese, and pepperoni. Ugh.
Liver. I hate liver.
Liver's good for you.
I don't like it.
Liver, you don't like, I remember at one of the places I currently work, we have chicken livers and people love it, but they are fried and have a brown gravy on them. So,
Yeah.
what's the one you hate the most?
I don't know. I think I'm food neutral. Like there's stuff I don't care for, but I don't dislike. I think,
Food neutral.
Yeah, like I think like when you say avocados, people are like, "Oh, I love avocados." It's wasted on me, but I don't hate them. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like
You like cottage cheese?
I don't hate it.
You like bologna?
I don't hate. Yeah, I like.
You like
pineapple.
Spam?
Yeah. Oh, I love Spam. Yeah.
Okay, Justin, what food do you hate the most?
I don't know. I think I'm with Elijah.
Food neutral?
Food neutral. I can eat just about anything.
I feel like there's
I'm not very partial to.
Yeah,
foods.
you're right. Didn't you? Well, he got sick on a sandwich from a corporate place. I will.
Well, if
not
I get food
name.
poisoning, then yeah, it's hard to go back to that
You know,
particular
I got
place.
food poisoning at a Chinese restaurant here in California. I won't say the name, and I can't eat Chinese food anymore. It's been years. I used to eat it all the time.
And I still go to the same
Hey,
place.
Tanya Cox. Hey, Pastor Dave. Hey, Elijah. Hey, Roxanne.
Hey.
Roxanne. We love you. Okay, so your everybody's food neutral. You have one you hate. You don't have a food you hate
Never.
besides
I
liver.
love liver.
Liver is really good for you. We got to talk later about that. It helps you if you have like an iron deficiency. I drive them crazy, actually, because I'm on this total health journey with my eating. I've lost 47 pounds. To be continued. I'm going to do little videos of how I lost the weight naturally, and it was not easy, especially at my age, especially as a woman. And I'm going to talk to everybody about how I did it. But I'm on this whole journey now, and it's mainly, we're on vacation, so I'm messing up. And I'm kind of scared in my head that I'm not going to be able to go back to it. But no sugar, hardly any carbs, but we're kind of on a big journey of mainly eating like proteins. But I don't know where I was going with that. I was just going to preach it. My friend says I'm ruining everybody's lives because they can't enjoy their lives because I'm always like, what are you eating? And I'm always on this guy about what he's eating. Oh.
I found that you don't persuade.
I've lost over 47 pounds too.
Yeah.
Through chemo.
My personal take is I found that it doesn't help even if I have a strong passion about something because it really helped me or something. It doesn't help when like that becomes your identity. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just saying that's why people resist because it's like, oh no, here they come. You know what I'm saying, like that. It doesn't persuade anybody.
Here she comes.
Here, let me tell you something. I think you're wrong about that. You know why?
What?
Because there are so many influencers out there that have millions upon millions of followers from talking about nonstop these things that I'm saying.
And there are.
Because there's 8 billion people on this earth.
But I'm saying to you, it does help people because that helps
It helps.
them to be able to.
I accept that and I agree with it. Vision comes through exposure. And when you're exposed to something at the right time, then you get a vision for that thing.
I say poo-poo on you.
So what happens sometimes is someone will be like, oh my gosh, I was dying and I was all this stuff like that. And I heard about this, and I changed it to that. So now that's what you need to do. Well, that's what you need it to be.
You know why? Because I feel like I have this secret superhero thing that so many people could get because I was so sick for 5 years, and I feel like I could so help other people with this superhero stuff, and like I can't help myself. I want to just tell everybody so that they can get better.
Yeah.
And there is good in that, but at the same time, that people will sit there and say, "Oh no, here she goes again on this stuff."
And I guess you could think of that even when you're like Bible thumping, like that used to be the saying back in the day. It's like, don't thump people in the head of the Bible.
Yeah.
But now that I've gotten older, I'm kind of like, no, you want to thump them in the head of the Bible because you want them to have that freedom that we have.
But there's a way
I'm
to
kinda
do it.
changing.
Everybody's on their own journey, though.
Yeah.
Shut
And so,
up!
There's no such thing as freedom through bondage.
Yeah. And they will come to you to find out your secret if they want. Should they see that, they see that you have that,
Hey.
the people seeking it will find it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to do a video for all of you because I know many of you here want to hear it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Oh, no, Dorinda didn't. I knew she'd come in. And when does she come in? Not to say good morning. She says, balance.
Yes.
Explanation,
There you go.
explanation.
And that's because
No.
Dorinda will go out somewhere with Tanya and Justin and Dorinda's husband Aaron, and they'll sit there and listen to Tanya talk about the diet stuff all the time. It drives you crazy. That's,
You know what, Dorinda? You know what I have to say to you?
I just think it's interesting that Jesus himself spoke the truth. He said, hey, I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life. You know, here's life, here's death. I would suggest you choose life, but it's on you. You have your choice.
You know what? I have a theory that talking about Jesus. You know in the Bible how everything is in moderation, and the Bible says eat in it says pretty much just, everything in moderation. And I always went by that theory. Well, not really. I ate a lot of sugar, but I believe in the theory of moderation is everything. However, here's my other theory.
Mhm.
My other theory is, what do you think about this, Justin? That today, biblical days, moderation, there wasn't everything being sprayed with poison, pesticides, toxins that you're eating, things being injected. Moderation was healthy back then. Moderation's not the same now. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm. And I have a theory that we all live too long right now. Everyone died at 40 100 years ago.
But before
thousands
that,
of
they
years.
lived till 1,000.
Yeah, depending on what theory.
okay. Let's
Here-
move on.
here's my
Let's
other. Okay,
move
one
on.
last thing.
Let's move
Here's
on.
my other. Carmen said.
Oh
"Girl,
no! 100 people have just dropped off. Let's move on.
Carmen said, "Girl, tell me." Carmen, we're gonna talk later. Okay, one last thing. My other theory is, and all women will understand this. You guys shut your ears because you won't understand this. Stretchy pants were the fall for all women in America. When stretchy pants came on board, it was the fall of women in America. And I think all of you women know exactly what I'm saying. So with that, we'll
Remember
move
how we
on.
talked about when you're not supposed to be a comic? Sorry, me.
Mashed potatoes lumps. Mashed potatoes lumps or no lumps?
Ooh, lumps.
Lumps.
I like creamy.
Oh, no lumps. Mm.
If a lump happens to be in there, I'll eat it. But
Lumps?
I do like
Lumps.
more creamy.
Lumps. Creamy. Okay. What's your favorite type of food, guys?
Mine's Mexican food.
Mexican?
Mexican.
It could be
Mexican.
at a restaurant, or it has to be homemade.
It would be at a restaurant for me. It just depends on the restaurant.
Any type of Mexican food.
Any type of
Doesn't
Mexican
matter.
food. Okay. Well, everyone here is Mexican, so maybe that's not. What is your favorite restaurant in Arkansas?
In Arkansas, Casa Manana.
Casa Manana. Okay. Justin, Arkansas.
Oh, favorite restaurant in Arkansas? Come back to me.
Any state.
Oh, any state?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm a Texas barbecue guy. If I got to pick one, Mexican food is my favorite. But if you were talking about a restaurant, there's a couple of good barbecue places in different cities in Texas.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Justin, the experience at Popeyes, your first job at Popeyes when you burn your hands. Can you say it?
Yeah, well, I was hired on at 14 to be like the chicken seasoner guy. And so basically my job was just seasoning up the mild chicken with their seasonings and the spicy chickens in this big sink. And they didn't tell me when I was mixing the spicy chicken that I was supposed to have these like industrial strength like rubber gloves on. So like my whole first week there, I would go home, my arms on fire from this spicy seasoning, like Popeye's chicken seasoning. And it would take all day for my arms to like cool off. And I thought that this was just how it went. I thought this was work life. I'm
Do
just
you
supposed to
ever
be
eat
tortured.
Popeye's chicken anymore?
I still eat I do like Popeyes.
Hey, did your name tag say chicken seasoner?
No, it didn't have that name tag. It was
Okay,
just,
I know we talked
it was
about
idiot.
this.
That's
Idiot
Yeah.
sandwich. I know we talked about this before, but will you quickly say what you used to do with the Burger King patties?
Oh yeah, the Burger King made your way, which I've got a debate with them going on right now because they said they get rid of the king because now we're the king. I don't want to be the king. I want him to be the king. I like Burger King.
Oh
There's
wait,
nothing wrong
we're
with
the
Burger
king now?
Yeah, there's a whole ad campaign right now. is that their whole ad
We
campaign
have to have
is
Burger King.
The owner of
Just
Burger
like-
King, the CEO, it comes on. He goes, "We've made mistakes over the years, and one is Burger King." And so I think I don't know what they're trying to do. I have a feeling of what they're trying to do, but now they say because you're the king now. It's a new day, and you're the king. I'm not trying to be the king. I've got enough
No.
responsibilities. I just want a burger.
I like
No.
Burger King.
Anyway, I know
Have it your way.
Just like if you were to take away Wendy.
exactly.
Like we have to have Wendy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that stinks.
Mm.
What is okay? Can you guys? I have a favorite coffee. Milo's Coffee in Arkansas is our favorite. We go there for our date days, and now we have at our house on our dining table. We just make little coffee out of the little coffee pods, and we call it the House Cafe. And like we enjoyed those two areas, but mainly Milo's. I'm a coffee snob, and I like a certain kind of coffee. And can you guys, all of you, I have that question. Do you like gas station coffee, McDonald's coffee? Is there a favorite coffee? Can you guys drink coffee from anywhere? Or are you snobs?
I'll start. Actually,
John,
my-
Burger King made Elijah go to the bathroom in high school. We'll talk later, John.
Actually, my favorite coffee, even though I don't go to the restaurants very often anymore because I think they're too high priced, is from Denny's. Their coffee is just unique, and IHOP seems to somehow got that uniqueness. Now,
Danny's?
Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle House,
Waffle
yeah.
House.
and they come
Coffee?
out. They come
Yeah.
out with stuff at the stores that says it's Denny's coffee and the IHOP coffee. It just you try to make it, and it's not the same thing. I love those coffees from Denny's. You know.
Can you drink gas station coffee?
I can drink it, but I don't like it that much.
You know what? Can you drink like McDonald's, like a fast food place coffee?
Yeah, but I don't like it that much still.
Uh,
I don't understand. My thing I don't understand, and I don't want to offend people because a lot of people will probably get offended at this, and I still want you to come to our services. Starbucks. I can understand that people, Sandy and I, will drive down the roads so many times, and there'll be lines in the afternoon, in the middle of the day,
I'm one of those people
on the
online.
car. The drive-throughs. I mean, the drive-throughs are packed with cars. I mean, 15 to 20 cars in the drive-throughs.
Tanya's one of those
that have
cars.
Starbucks. And I just
certainly
don't.
am.
And I've gone with my daughter and granddaughter in the Starbucks. I think that they're high priced, but I mean, I'm not a fan of Starbucks that much. But I just don't understand that even when you go inside and you're second or third in line, you're waiting so long, and these people are waiting in their drive-through with their cars, and I can't quite grasp
It's
that.
a lifestyle. I mean, it's a culture. It's its own culture. You're either one of those people or you're not. Are you one of those people?
I don't care what the coffee tastes like. It's all pretty much neutral to me. But what I do care about is atmosphere. So if I'm going to go sit somewhere for coffee,
Mhm.
I like a good atmosphere in the coffee place.
Same.
And so I don't go to a place for the taste of coffee because it all tastes like armpit to me. But I just I like something warm, put some creamer in there, something like that. I will say about the gas station coffees, I like the old days gas station coffee where you would walk in and they had the pot with the green thing and the pot with the orange thing, and they've been sitting there since 2 a.m. and it's the next day.
That's what I was going to ask
That's
you
what
next.
I like that. But the new ones, they got the fancy machines. And so, we know we're not in a coffee house. We're at the gas station.
So you can drink coffee even if it's been sitting all day in a coffee pot?
Oh, I can take a cup of coffee that's been sitting for 3 days, just microwave it.
Didn't you say your grandpa used to do that? Like drink coffee all day from the same pot?
Yeah.
Did Pretty used to do that?
He would drink 2
Military
pots of coffee a
people do
day.
that a lot.
2 pots of
2
coffee
pots
a day?
a day.
Was he real energetic?
I mean, I don't know. I think it was his drug of choice.
Yeah, I saw, here I go again, I saw online that you don't have caffeine, you're not supposed to have caffeine 8 hours before you go to sleep because it will help you, because it hinders you from sleep. 8 hours, or 3 hours of eating before sleep. John said, what did he say? Oh, gas station vanilla cappuccino is the bomb, but it has like 2,000 calories probably. Yeah, that's the thing.
I like hot dogs at gas stations. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and they're cheap. They're usually cheap. I mean, big.
I have a
big
hot dog story.
Beef hot dogs.
Yeah.
That
Tell
is so disgusting. Okay, I have a really gross one. We went to Hot Springs.
No, it was in Memphis at the dog races.
Is it in Memphis?
Yeah.
Justin always has the actual details. And we went to the dog races, and I was waiting for a hot dog, and there was a little mouse, a little rat that came out that had bald patches everywhere, and it was limping like this.
Yep.
And it came out and then went out where they were doing the buns and went back in, and I went, huh, there's a rat, and they went, let's just say its name was Bob. Yeah, that's Bob. And they totally served me from that, and here's the really bad thing. I ate it. And I was so sick as a dog because I could not get that little mouse out of my head. Oh, so crazy. But okay, how do you take your coffee? I just do cream. I used to do 9 sugars every single day in each cup of coffee. Now I just do cream. What about you?
I do cream, and that's something I learned when Elijah, when he's at 3 years old, became diabetic, where you couldn't get, sweeteners right and everything. Cream, and I always put like 1 pink sweetener, and never the sugar, 1 pink sweetener, and 2 equals or yellow ones, like this thing here. And I put those in, and you mix them together, and it makes it just like sugar. I've always said this, it makes it just like you're drinking regular sugar, but you got to mix those two. We can't even, Sandy and I can't even go to a restaurant and get iced tea or hot tea at a Chinese restaurant. We can't get it without mixing those two, because it will taste off. It doesn't taste like real sugar.
Which brings me to my next thing. Is it okay, and I've worked in the restaurant industry my whole life, I still do, unfortunately or fortunately, is it okay to bring your own items into a restaurant, like sweeteners, Mom? It's so embarrassing. When I was younger, I was embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed anymore, but she'll bring in a diet root beer or something like that, or salad dressing. She's bringing in salad dressing. Is that okay?
Turn to me. Well,
I'm thinking
my thing is that I think it's okay if that place does not serve those type of things. Like Sandy would bring in sodas for us, because especially since Elijah, since he was little, had to have certain types of drink, like Diet Coke. And,
Okay, now we're going back to Elijah, but having diabetes.
No, we learned how to do that, though. Like, in other words, we drink those things. We don't drink some of the type of ones they have.
But is it okay to bring your own Okay, we have people that bring in gluten-free pasta for us to cook, and I just think that's I have a empathy for a person that has to have gluten-free items. I really do. I mean, I've had a lot of gut issues over the years, but I personally think it's a little disrespectful maybe to the restaurant, or I don't know. Let me think on that. What do you think?
I think, yeah. I mean, I could see the restaurant thinking that they're losing profit because you're not purchasing a drink from them or their entree. If you're bringing in your own pasta or bringing your own drinks in, it could seem like go find a place that serves those things. Then
What about creating your own dish? That is a pet peeve of mine. Like, I want. They'll order a certain dish. I want no mushrooms, add onions, take this out, put this in, and then guess what? They send it back because it's too bland. Well, they've created the dish. I think it's an insult. What do you think?
Depends on how far it goes. Like somebody doesn't.
No, it can go. It can be like no mushrooms, sure.
Yeah.
I'm talking about creating your own dish, basically. I cooked this when I was blah blah blah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think unless you just have it's a usual, I want to substitute this with this, is that possible kind of thing, that's fine. But if it's just like a sole thing, then I don't think you should. I think you should go home and cook the food you do. Yeah. Here's what I think about because I'm going to have to step out in a minute.
Well, we have one last thing to talk about. The tipping.
Yeah,
and that's really important.
In a minute too, because
they're trying to.
We're at an hour right now.
Let him say this. One thing about tipping.
Hour 3 minutes.
Okay, so my thought about when bringing in other thing, I was thinking I don't like it, But then I was thinking deeper level, why don't I like it? And I think that's based out of insecurity from when I was a kid, that my parents would have to bring, like, if we'd ordered pancakes, no one had sugar-free anything. And so they would bring in the substitute, jam that was sugar-free. They'd bring in something like that. And they had a good motive in doing that. But I was so insecure and embarrassed about being different with diabetes, and this is a weakness and stuff like that, that I think it stuck with me of like, I would rather just have nothing than anyone see that I need a substitute. So I think I don't like it, but it's not because I don't like it because it's not on the menu. I don't like it probably because it comes from a deeper place, and it wasn't my parents' fault. It was as a young kid, I was so embarrassed that it stuck with me as an insecurity of like, just don't stand there. Like if I order something and you bring me the wrong thing, I'll eat the wrong thing. And I think that's where it's like I won't send it back. I won't. If I order this a certain way, I won't. I'll be. Oh no, it's fine. Just like And so I think that there's some probably psychological reason that I have that is on that kind of.
And we actually, when you were littler, had a doctor that believed that exactly what you said. He said, "Hey, moderation
Not anymore.
won't really, it's not going to affect his diabetes that much. Let him have some of those things."
Yeah.
Okay, last thing we're gonna on the docket today, and then Justin, we're gonna need you to end the YouTube. Tipping. Okay, there is. Okay, has it gone too far? Okay, and some people think they don't have to tip somebody, and a lot of people don't realize, and they don't. It's your freedom to not tip. And a lot of people don't realize a lot of southern states, Midwest states, they don't really make hourly the staff, the waitresses and or the servers is the political correct, they don't make hourly, so they don't realize that, and they think that the server is getting hourly. Now here in California they do get hourly, but has it gone too far with tipping? Like I know everywhere I go now, everything is a tip. So to-go orders are a tip. I even go to the grocery store and I feel like there are some little areas like when you're checking out, every coffee place is a tip. Is it gone too far or no? It hasn't gone too far.
I think it's gone too far because if I have to do all the work, I don't feel like I should be tipping. I should have to leave a tip. Now, but if I'm anywhere that they're serving me, then even if they do a bad job, I don't think you should go there unless you've already factored in at least a 20% tip in there. And so even if they do a bad job.
But sometimes also what people don't realize is the person, if it's a to-go order, they have taken time and they have packed everything, and that's also like
that's true.
Tip worthy,
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's it. Do you tip at a buffet? Last question.
Do what now?
Do you tip at a buffet?
Again, it's a dependent thing because a lot of the buffets you go and get your stuff, but they have servers there picking up your stuff and doing a lot of some work. They actually do more than a lot of servers do that in the restaurants.
Well, one thing I always say, I'm going to end with this, is if you are kind of notoriously known, not all Christians, many Christians have kind of learned from when I was younger waiting tables, but if you're a Christian and if you feel led to leave a scripture, please leave a good tip with the scripture.
Or a Bible track.
And John says what does that say? Rat had too much coffee. John has the same gift of comedy as my dad. Should you go, what does that say? To your sonnet car hop for walking 10 feet and bringing your food. Yeah, but they probably prepared it. They probably packed it and everything and made sure everything was correct. So I say yes on Sonic. So, okay. I think that's it. Hey, this has been the best Coffee and Tindall because I got to be with my brother, I got to be with my father, and my precious husband is here. And so Monday, watch us right here on YouTube and on Facebook. Anything else?
No,
6
Resurrection
o'clock.
Celebration
Get your
service.
grape juice
Yes.
and bread or crackers so you can take communion. We love you, and we will see you again. Let me
God
end
bless
it.
you all.
Oh, Pandy says goodbye. What's your favorite dog breed? Think about that.
German Shepherd.
Boxer. Oh, will you take her? Okay, I'm going to end the